President Trump takes the stand, demands a jury trial from 100% fed up. Read original. Some media, including videos, may only be available to view at the original. Share this. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than President Trump took the stand today in his sham New York trial and sparks flew. One attorney described Trump as having an absolutely brilliant performance. He also made a brilliant tactical move. He demanded a jury. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than the right to a trial by jury in a civil case is guaranteed to citizens by the 7th Amendment. I guess the judge in this case was sick that day of law school. While there are some wrinkles to whether or not that would apply here, I suspect it most certainly would, and we may have yet another one of these sham cases headed to the Supreme Court over this issue. Oh, and don't forget, the Supreme Court is now 5-4 in favor of Republicans. Since I'm not a legal expert, I asked ChatGPT to break it down for us, and I thought this was a fascinating summary. The right to a trial by jury in civil cases at the federal level is protected by the 7th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which states, in suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. However, the 7th Amendment has not been fully incorporated against the states. This means that states have some flexibility in how they handle jury trials in civil cases. Most state constitutions also protect the right to a jury trial in civil cases, although the specifics of this right can vary from state to state. If a state statute were to prevent the right to trial by jury in civil suits altogether, it would likely face significant constitutional challenges, both under that state's constitution and potentially under the U.S. Constitution, depending on the circumstances. The Supreme Court has applied many of the protections in the Bill of Rights to the states through the 14th Amendment's due process or equal protection clauses, but it has not done so uniformly across all rights. It's also worth noting that certain types of civil cases, such as small claims cases, typically do not provide for a jury trial, and this is generally not seen as unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has held that there are some civil cases in which a jury trial is not required, basing this on historical practice and the common law traditions that existed at the time the 7th Amendment was adopted. Any attempt by a state to pass legislation that significantly abridges the right to a jury trial in civil cases could be subject to legal challenge and would need to be carefully scrutinized to determine its constitutionality. The outcome of such a challenge would depend on a variety of factors, including the nature of the cases affected by the statute, the language of the state constitution, and precedents set by state and federal courts. In short, I think Trump wins big league at the Supreme Court over this issue, and the judge and AG get their behinds handed to them. Plus the corrupt legislature that would pass something like this. Here's more from Fox News on President Trump's brilliant performance today on the stand. Former President Trump demanded a jury Monday after his unprecedented time on the stand, calling the civil trial against him and his businesses a disgrace, and saying New York Attorney General Letitia James has no case. Trump described his forced testimony as election interference, while maintaining that his net worth is far greater than financial statements during testimony Monday. The former president and 2024 Republican presidential frontrunner took the stand Monday morning in the non-jury civil trial stemming from Attorney General Letitia James's lawsuit against him, his family and his businesses. James alleged Trump defrauded banks and inflated the value of his assets. Trump has denied any wrongdoing and has repeatedly said his assets were actually undervalued. Trump has repeatedly said his financial statements had disclaimers, requesting that the numbers be evaluated by the banks. I think this case is a disgrace, he said, adding that people are being murdered in New York, and James is watching this case. It's a disgrace. It is election interference because you want to keep me in court all day long, Trump said while on the stand, after testifying for more than 5 hours. And Judge, I want a jury. One of Trump's attorneys, at the end of the former president's testimony, said that in 33 years, they have never had a witness testify better. An absolutely brilliant performance by President Trump. He's not backing down. He's told everyone the facts, the Trump attorney said. Now that the American people know what's going on, maybe something will change. James, a Democrat, sued Trump, his children and the Trump Organization last year, alleging he and his company misled banks and others about the value of his assets. James claimed the former president's children, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka and Eric, as well as his associates and businesses, committed numerous acts of fraud and misrepresentation on their financial statements. James filed the lawsuit against Trump under a consumer protection statute that denies the right to a jury. A Trump spokesperson told Fox News Digital, "There was never an option to choose a jury trial," the spokesperson said. "It is unfortunate that a jury won't be able to hear how absurd the merits of this case are and conclude no wrongdoing ever happened." During Trump's unprecedented testimony Monday, New York Judge Arthur Engoron tried to cut him off from providing lengthy answers to state lawyers' questioning, and even said, "I don't want to hear everything he has to say." Trump unloads on Judge NYAG for targeting him for political reasons during unprecedented testimony. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than, but Trump defended himself and his businesses while on the stand and blasted the investigation, lawsuit and non-jury trial. "We shouldn't be having a case here because we have a disclaimer clause that every court holds up except this judge," Trump said, referring to the disclaimers on all of his financial statements and statements of financial condition. "They're trying to hurt me, especially her," Trump said, referring to Attorney General Letitia James. For political reasons. Trump went on to call James a political hack, saying she used her investigation and lawsuit against him to become governor, to become Attorney General. The former president was referring to James's campaigns, in which she vowed to get Trump. "This is a political witch hunt, and she should be ashamed of herself," Trump said. "The fraud is her." Here's more from President Trump himself. And here. More here. Judge Engoron throws a fit as President Trump takes the stand. Read the transcript here. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than President Trump took the stand today in the New York fraud case brought on by Attorney General Letitia James. Here, President Trump seeks to fight the allegations that he over and undervalued his properties to secure loans. Before entering the courtroom, President Trump had some choice words for the racist Attorney General. Check out what he says here. Watch. President Trump calls out racist NYAG Letitia James now for President Trump's testimony. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. It got pretty ugly. Insults were slung, and Judge Engoron threw a fit because of the way that President Trump was answering questions. Read the full transcript provided by Inner City Press on X. Judge Engoron: "We are not here to listen to what you have to say. You are supposed to answer Trump's lawyer. We are here to hear what he has to say." Judge Engoron: "Sit down. Proceed." NYAG lawyer: "This says value based on leases." Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. Its estimated value. NYAG lawyer: "Was the $560 million valuation based on current accurate information?" Trump: "Yes." NYAG lawyer: "This document is about the mansion at Bedford Springs and says it is valued at $291 million. Was that true?" Trump: "I thought it was too high. We lowered it." Trump: "It's a magnificent place. Someone would pay more for it if you don't build more housing on it." NYAG lawyer: "Let's take a break." Judge Engoron: 15-minute break. "I direct the witness not to talk about the case during his testimony." Thread will continue. They've back. Trump back on witness stand. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. NYAG lawyer: "What was the basis on which you decided to drop the valuation?" Trump: "I thought it was high. And they dropped it." NYAG lawyer: So you thought it was not worth $291 million? Trump. I might sell it for more. NYAG lawyer. When did you decide to lower the valuation? Trump. I said, lower it. NYAG lawyer. When? Trump. I don't remember. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. This said partnerships and joint ventures, 6th Avenue and B of A in SF. Are you familiar? Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. It says you owned 30%. Is that true? Trump. I didn't put up any money. I have a great relationship with Vornado. A lot of people don't understand that. Limited partnership means limited liability. NYAG lawyer. You don't control it. Trump. Number. We have a very good relationship, Judge Ngoran. You answered the question. Move on. Trump. That B of A building. I think it's the best building on the West Coast. NYAG lawyer. The question was the value. Trump. For both? NYAG lawyer. Yes. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. That was the hottest period ever for properties. I don't know that I'd sell my interest. NYAG lawyer. I'm going to hand the witness a document. Trump. The building's been refinanced 2 years ago. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. There was no question. NYAG lawyer. Here's a document. Alan wants to talk to DJT. Does this refresh your recollection about Vornado? Trump. Number. But I probably did. NYAG lawyer. Back to statement of financial condition. Mr. Trump. You believe $814 million value? Trump. I think so. NYAG lawyer. Would you get copies of the statements in 2021? Trump. I was so busy in the White House. China, Russia, keeping our country. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. You weren't president in 2021. Look to bottom of the page. Trump Tower triplex. You were involved. Trump. Noni AG lawyer. Plaintiff's exhibit, row 893, other assets. Look down to 969, 971. The valuation of your apartment, it's not actually here. Trump. I think that's why I missed it in there. NYAG lawyer. It says $327 million. It was too high. Trump. I didn't pick it. NYAG lawyer. This is actually the 2017. I mispresented. Trump. That's okay. NYAG lawyer. This change in valuation came at your direction. Trump. I thought it was too high. But I'm seeing things sold for big numbers. We have access to the roof. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. We have the disclaimer clause. We don't have to be sued by the Attorney General of New York. A GNY lawyer. But each floor of Trump Tower is 10,000 square feet. Trump. They didn't take out elevator shafts and different things. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. This says 117 rooms, 20,000 square feet ballroom. It says it is a private club. Is that correct? Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. It was transferred to an LLP in 1995. Trump. Probably so. I've done that with other properties. NYAG lawyer. Same today. Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. Let's pull up the supporting data, spreadsheet. Row 189. Do you believe Mar-a-Lago today is worth $1.5 billion? Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. I'd say between $1 billion and $1.5 billion. NYAG lawyer. PX 1013, rights to Mar-a-Lago. Do you see your signatures? Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. Did you intend to forever keep it as a club? Trump. Well, a residence and a club. Very successful. NYAG lawyer. Do you intend? Trump. I have the right to switch it back. It says to intend. It doesn't say I will. I don't mind leaving it as a club. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. The best would be to be a club with one member. NYAG lawyer. It says whereas the National Trust is the grantee. Recorded in 1995 in Palm Beach. You had granted this. Trump. That is correct. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. Single family home. Trump. It was. E.F. Hutton. Trump. This was about easement. I built a ballroom. It was built by me. Very large. Beautiful. I have a right to develop, but it is more valuable without building on it. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. You stated it would forever be a club? Trump. Number. It says intends. NYAG lawyer. Mr. Trump, the court officer is handing you an article from the Palm Beach Post. You say, it will forever be a club. You said that in 2003? Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. That was said with bravado as opposed to legal intent. NYAG lawyer. A club pays less taxes, right? Trump. Yes. Much less. NYAG lawyer. I asked to enter this into evidence. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump's lawyer. You'll include him saying, it could go back. The one you didn't show him. NYAG lawyer. Okay, I'll read it. Does, judge. Admitted NYAG lawyer. Let's look at page 6, as to item 1, private ownership 80. Qualified buyers look at it but didn't bid, calling it a white elephant. Is it correct? Trump. Yeah. I got lucky. NYAG lawyer. It's no longer a white elephant. Trump. It is not. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. Let's turn to your golf club in Scotland. This states 500 hectares, etc. Was this accurate, that you had permission for a residential village? Trump. Yes, it's the oil capital of Europe, Judge Ngoran. Irrelevant, irrelevant. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. Here's a spreadsheet. Column G. Valuations. Trump. It was very successful, on the ocean. A big development job. I don't need to build 1,000 houses. This was an artistic expression. The greatest golf course ever built, I think. I'm in no rush. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Trump. I'm not looking to build right now. I'm going other things right now. I just want to sit with it. It's called an investment. NYAG lawyer. So you're not building. Trump. I am building. A second course. I'm not looking to build a big development. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. You did not build a hotel at Aberdeen. Trump. Because I didn't want to. I have a castle. At some point I'll go there and build. Maybe NYAG lawyer. What about the $240 million increase in valuation? Go down to 49. Well, no, it goes from $76 million EAG lawyer. This says the valuation is based on 2,500 homes, but this comes to 1,400. So it doesn't accurately include the number of homes. Trump. I could go with a big job if I had to. It's a rich place. It may be the greatest golf course ever built. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Judge Ngoran. To NYAG lawyer, I'm following your lead if you want to let him ramble on. NYAG lawyer. I want to preserve it for the record. Trump's lawyer. It's not clear if he's answering about the backup data. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. I don't think it was answered NYAG lawyer. The number of homes don't match. Trump. It's like a painting. The land is there. You can do what you want to do. You can do either one of them. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than NYAG lawyer. What about windmills? Trump. I was not happy. They built them. NYAG lawyer. Scotland. Yes, Trump. I'm not a windmill person. And I think I've been proven to be right. NYAG lawyer. But Mr. Weisselberg told the UK regulators the Trump org did not intend to develop due to windmills. Trump. They'll probably come down one day. They are miles out. Trump. That was in 2014, that we were fighting the windmills. There's nothing wrong with sitting and waiting, if you have the money. And I've got a lot for money. More than you thought. Laughter in the courtroom. NYAG lawyer. Do you stand by this? Trump. I haven't looked at it in years. Carry it forward to 2021. All of those valuations were too low. We have the disclaimer clause. They always hold up in court except maybe in this court. Trump. It says, you must do your own due diligence. NYAG lawyer. Do you still stand behind these statements? Trump. Yes. You haven't shown me anything to make me disbelieve. Again, even if it was material, we have a disclaimer clause that says don't count on this. Trump. That clause is on page 1. That's why I didn't get involved in these things. We shouldn't be having a case here. Every court in this country upholds these clauses except this particular judge. Trump. People like you go around to try to demean me and hurt me. People like her, and, goes up in the courtroom. NYAG lawyer. Was Allen not careful? Trump. He was. But there was the disclaimer clause, also called the non-reliance clause. This is disgraceful. NYAG lawyer. I move to strike as non-responsive and argumentative. Trump's lawyer. Mr. Wallace is getting what he asked for. It's a brilliant answer. We could do this again in 3 weeks. Let him explain his position. Judge Engoron. Leave it in. NYAG lawyer. You don't believe the AG's positions? Trump. I think she is a political hack who wants to be governor. It's a disgrace this case is going on. Legal scholars agree with me. This is a political witch hunt and I think she should be ashamed of herself. NYAG lawyer. Do you agree with the AG these are overvalued? Trump's lawyer. Asked and answered. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Judge Engoron. Number. It has not been answered. Trump's lawyer. It has been. And I am not yelling. Trump. Disclaimer clause. Judge. No, we're not going to hear about that. Read my opinion about that. Trump. He called me a fraud and he didn't know anything about many. AG lawyer. You do not agree with the determination of the court. Trump. The fraud is on the court. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Trump. He said Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. What a fraud. As president of the U.S., we did a great job. Just look at the president we have today. It's a terrible thing you've done. You believed that political hack back there. Silence. NYAG lawyer. I'd like to go back to the statement of financial condition. It says Donald J. Trump was responsible for designing and implementing internal controls relative to the presentation of these statements. What did you do on this? Trump. Accounting firm. Trump. They charged me a lot of money for this. A lot of money. I could have just put a number down. But I got expensive lawyers. NYAG lawyer. You told Mr. Weisselberg to use GAAP. Trump. I said, give the accountants what they want. NYAG lawyer. Who was responsible for being compliant with GAAP? Trump. I'm not sure it's required. But accountants were paid a lot of money. NYAG lawyer. Do what did you do? Trump. I've answered that 5 times. NYAG lawyer. What is the answer? A. Accountants. NYAG lawyer. So the Trump organization was responsible to comply with GAAP. Trump. Together with the very highly paid accounting firm. NYAG lawyer. Who in the Trump organization was responsible? Trump. Everybody. If anybody sees anything wrong, report it. Trump. I tell people, come to me directly. NYAG lawyer. Did anyone do so? Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Trump. Sure. I hear things. Apartment's supposed to be empty, but someone let someone on. I take care of it. I don't want that going on. I'm back for a little bit in the real estate business. NYAG lawyer. Let's talk about 40 Wall Street. The NOI is accurate. Trump. Long ago, but I think so. NYAG lawyer. I'm handing up a document that has not been pre-marked. An article, that the audio from September 21, 2015 Trump. Forbes is owned by China. Trump. Have a good net worth is a positive thing, can't say. It's not. NYAG lawyer. It says it's marketed as a 72-story building but it's shorter. That it throws off $50 million a year. Trump. I haven't dealt with Forbes in years. I think they are out of business. NYAG lawyer. Did you tell Forbes this? Trump. Number. When was this? NYAG lawyer. 2015. Trump. Long time ago. I don't know. NYAG lawyer. Play the audio clip. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump's voice. Trump's lawyer. It's indecipherable. NYAG lawyer. Does it refresh your recollection? Trump. Number. It's long past the statute of limitations. NYAG lawyer. Let's go to page 2. You spent millions of dollars. Trump. I spent my own money. We rebuilt the elevators and the lobbies. It's been successful. NYAG lawyer. This shows negative cash flow for 40 Wall Street. Do you agree? Trump. That doesn't include all that was spent to bring the building up. Now it's leased up. NYAG lawyer. So the number could be correct. Trump. This has nothing to do. This is de minimis. Trump. She doesn't know what 40 Wall Street is worth. She doesn't even know where 40 Wall Street is. It's going to do very well in the future. NYAG lawyer. Are you aware of the method? Trump. I can look at buildings and tell you what they're worth. Trump. You have to spend money to make money. It's not material. Now they says, let's take all his properties away like they do in communist China. In this country today, a certain judge could do it. NYAG lawyer. You're repeating yourself. NYAG lawyer. This says negative cash flow. Did you know? Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump. It could have been, for 1 year. It make a lot of money now. You have extraordinary expenses. The money we borrowed is all current, paid off. Not one bank lost money. NYAG lawyer. PX 3341. Email with Donald Trump Jr. and the Wall Street Journal. Is this your email address? Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump. I don't know. NYAG lawyer. Did you communicate with the WSJ about this? Trump. I don't know. NYAG lawyer. Who said it was worth $600 million? Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump. It could have been worth more than that. NYAG lawyer. Was there an appraisal? Trump. 12 years ago? I don't know. NYAG lawyer. Did you tell this to WSJ? Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump's lawyer. Asked and answered judge. Overruled judge. 5-minute warning. NYAG lawyer. Why did you have a statement of financial condition? Trump. I can't answer that, but I think it's a positive thing to have, even for myself. But with the disclaimed clause, no one relied on it. NYAG lawyer. Did you deal with the private wealth management group at Deutsche Bank? Trump. Yes, Judge. Engoron. Break for lunch. Witness not to discuss this case. We're back. Judge Engoron. Proceed. NYAG lawyer. Mr. Trump. The court officer is handing you PX 416, Deutsche Bank, Term Loan Agreement 2012. Let's go to page 6. Is that you? Signature. Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. Page 105, the guarantee. Did you sign it? Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. This says, in order to induce lending, you see that? Time equals 400 ms. Greater than Trump. Yes. NYAG lawyer. Little Roman I. It says as of June 30, 2011. Do you believe it was true and accurate? Trump. Yeah, I do. There you have it, folks. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than. Judge Engoron acted highly unprofessional. Getting upset because of the way that President Trump was answering questions. We will continue updating you all on any new revelations about the case.